Hello friends, today we're going to see a war, which shattered the cities into the ground and saw a very harsh war. Well, I think you have guessed it a little bit. Yeah, the World War II. If you hadn't watched my World War I video, then in this video you will be not able to reconnect, because in this video we're going to see detailed things about the World War II. Fine, now let's get started. In 1919, the World War I ended and the Treaty of Versailles was signed. According to the treaty, Germany has to pay 33 billion as fine for World War I in 1919. But who would get that 33 billion from where they got them? Germany pay half money from its citizens. So they brought money from the citizens, but still it's not enough for the full amount. But still with that they can pay half amount of them. And because of this, the Germany current marks, which was very devalued, and in 1921 there was an hyperinflation in Germany. Like that time, one bread cost 162 marks, and then after some time, and it got 2 billion marks. Then here comes the game change. A young politician named Adolf Hitler manipulated people with his speeches. So Adolf Hitler became a big person? No, that we will see. So he manipulated people with his speech, and he had a party who opposes the government named the Nazi Party. So he opposes the government. Whatever the government does wrong, he manipulates his people to support him and oppose the government like him. Then, because of this devaluation, Hitler told that Jews and socialists were the culprit, the real culprit. So people got angry on them. Like that, he built a stronger party. Then, at 1933, who assigned him? He declared himself as the dictator of Germany. Wait, what? Yeah, since he was a little naughty one, the government did not try to mess with him because he's already opposing with the government. Then, in the Treaty of Versailles, they're not allowed to use any type of military, like soldiers or aircrafts or any other tanks. But it completely broke the rule. In 1935, people and every country in the world came to know that Germany had an air force. Well, till then, people did not know that Germany had an air force. Then, in 1935, the same year, Anglo-German Naval Agreement. In this agreement, it said that Hitler can use to form any of his own navy with the supplies given by the government or the facilities like warboats, warships, and aircrafts and all. Then now I have to tell you about an important border. In Germany and France, they had a border which was called the Marguerite Line. So in that line, they were built with heavy concrete and stalls. But now they don't do like that. They just keep 2 or 3 checkpoints where security comes and check you about your visa and all. But then why do they need to buy a steel concrete wall for that? Well, I'll tell you the reason. That time, France was very scared of Germany that they would attack them anytime by using the Marguerite Line. So they used concrete walls to provide some safety. Next, Germany occupied totally 7 countries, and you won't believe that he also did them without any bloodshed. So Germany occupied Austria, Switzerland, and then Poland and Norway and Denmark and France and Luxembourg. So if you count, totally there are 7 countries. So in the Switzerland, when there is a dictator in there, right? So when Hitler asked the dictator that there are more than 3 lakh of Germans in your country, so this should be a part of German. He agreed with it, but he told, I will give you it, but please do not do any war. And Hitler told, yes, I would. So then Hitler gladly agreed the acceptation and he took the Switzerland. But then not even 1 year passed and then he started war on Poland to take other parts in Poland because Switzerland was a part of Poland. So like that they took half of Poland. But then in the another side the Soviet Union took another half. So a border formed between them. And like that this Poland was for Soviet Union and that Poland was for Germany. But actually Russia too, like before the Russian independence, actually Poland was also with them. So they told it must be ours, but still Poland was not lot important to them. Since he had started war, as the dictator of Switzerland told, like they also signed a treaty, but he broke the treaty. So they told that we are going to declare a war on Germany. And even William Churchill, who's from Britain, told that we gave you options about war and dishonor. You chose dishonor, so you will have war. He told these lines. So, still yet, the World War II has not been started. So, they call this as the phony war. So, then Hitler formed a new strategy, a new theory that is called the Blitzkrieg strategy. So, using this, he totally took over 7 countries without any bloodshed. I mean, bloodshed means like without any death or any other bombs or aircrafts and everything, like harming the humanity. Then, now you might be thinking that German soldiers also sleep. But then they got drugs from Adolf Hitler. They got crystal methane, which is also a kind of chemical known today, which gave the soldiers an energy boost. So they work day and night tirelessly. One does not need sleep, one does not need food or anything. So they just work tirelessly to 2 to 3 or 4 days. Then, as I told you, the half of Poland was taken by Russia. I forgot to tell about one treaty where Germany and Russia, I mean the Soviet Union, signed about a non-aggression and pact treaty where they told that they both will not have war or any fight. Now Germany, the only one opposing its way was Britain. Why Britain? Well, I forgot an old part. Well, then he also took France, I told you, right? So this was their whole plan. According to the Marguerite line, the Adolf Hitler divided German soldiers into 3 parts, A, B and C. The B went to the top, the top part of the France, and then there he started fighting. And the C started in the Marguerite entrance. Why do we go in that way? Why can't they go in any other side way? Well, C and B was just a distraction. A was the master plan. A went through when they all were fighting with C and B, and then they started to take over France. And like that, they took over France. And what about the soldiers? I told they have taken over the soldiers, right? After A finishes its job, it went to B. And like if this was the soldier, the Allied group means France and Britain soldiers, and all of the Nazi soldiers were there. Like this. So this is Nazi, this is the Britain and France soldiers. So they had only one way to escape, through the sea. So all the soldiers went to the sea, and from that they evacuated. Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Britain, told, I got an idea, and that idea was he contacted some English Channel ships who were going through the beach, and they decided to help them, and there were total 400,000 ships and the soldiers, and 355,000 were saved and others were killed. While this is the human race's biggest military evacuation had ever happened. They do this movie, another movie called the Dunkirk, because the beach they went with the name was Dunkirk. So the movie's director was Christopher Nolan, so I bet you can watch that. Britain got angry that France had been trapped by Germany. So Britain told, I want a war with you. But Germany thought they'll sign a peace treaty. But then William Churchill said, we shall fight in the streets. We shall fight in the lands. We shall fight in the roads. We shall fight in the hills. And we will never surrender. So hearing this, Germany did not seem them to make them convinced to sign a peace treaty. So then they both had a war. So first, they cannot go by ships, because when they attack, means British has more ships while Germany doesn't. But when it comes to art, I already told that, but I don't care. So Germany has a lot more than that. So they used aircraft to fight, like more than 500 bombers, and then like that they fight day and night. Then British came to know that they were also fighting in the night. So they bombed in London, one of the biggest growing cities. British got angry and they did the same to Germany. They did to Germany in Berlin. Adolf Hitler doesn't want to see his country to go into ashes. So he hunted thousands of fighter jets to be deployed at same time to destroy London. But anyways, they all were intercepted by British. Adolf Hitler thought, they won't sign a peace treaty. Well, I want a peace treaty, so I will stop fighting with them. Well, here he made a bigger mistake, which came to the turn of World War II. He thought that he could take off the Soviet Union, and then as his country is so big, then Britain would get scared and surrender to them. So, as like I told you, the principle they used for France, they used same thing for Russia. Well, it worked for some times, but not all time. So to get more resources from some countries, the Soviet Union captured Japan and tried to take the resources there, but still they couldn't. Then they went to the place where the German soldiers were marching ahead into their country, and they fought. That was the deadliest part in this whole World War II season. The Soviet Union won. Well, I think I haven't cleared a question for you. You might be thinking, Britain is too small, while Germany is big and they also have military defense more than Britain. But then why did Britain win? Well, if someone is taking over a country, if they failed also, that's no problem. But when someone is attacking your country, like if you don't put all your might, your country would be vanished and there will be no place for the citizens to live. So the different thought and the different might of the soldiers lead to this difference. I told Soviet Union beat Germany out of the cage, and then Adolf Hitler got very sad and depressed that he suicided him. And all the German troops in Russia got in a panic situation that they don't know what to do when their own leader is dead. And finally the Russian people all got freedom. And also some other countries with Russia, Britain and all joined them to beat Germany. Well, then out of nowhere, Japan started to put a bomber on Pearl Harbor in US. Well, until that, after the World War One, in the World War Two, USA said, "This isn't my problem. I'm not joining in." But now, after bombing there, Americans got out of their heart that they really want war on Japan. So they gave even many last warnings to Japan, but Japan did not care and still want to continue the war. Then it took 2 months for Japan to surrender, and you know how? Because US put atomic bombs. Well, one atomic bomb could vanish whole Japan, right? But that time they did not have that much technology. So they put a 2 atomic bomb, not 1, 2 atomic bomb on the 2 villages named Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Because of the atomic bomb, they vanished them. So I hope you enjoyed my explanation with this World War II, and there is no World War to explain until it comes. So yeah, the World War should not come. Okay, so this is a bye bye from Riyashri. Bye bye.